Poor Calvin has been placing himself in this very controversial Ryse Championship picture that we'll be talking about throughout the broadcast. But I love the energy in the air. I love the passion. It's been 15 months. It's been over 400 days since Ryse Wrestling last joined us. And we are live across the world. Our affiliates at IndyWrestling.us are helping us out in a big way. And our first tie-up and bit of action is finally here. It's Klein backing up Braddock into the corner. Braddock looking to reverse. Drake Braddock has an experience advantage. And opening up with the right hands. Drake Braddock knows all about being a veteran of combat, both in the ring and overseas in battle, defending our country's freedoms. Benjamin C. Steele points out that Klein is quickly into the ropes. Tyler Klein referred to Drake Braddock as a, quote, stepping stone recently online in Ryse Wrestling social media. And I think if Tyler Klein is underestimating what Braddock brings to the table, this may be a most sour return experience for the trophy boy and fashion designer and consultant of Calvin Couture. Side out takeover by Klein, but Braddock able to counter into the head scissors, and Braddock is measuring that noise level, and Braddock's one of those guys who thrives and thirsts off of that energy and emotion, and he gives it to you, and he wants that right back to him tenfold, and the louder you are, the more Drake Braddock can feel it, and that's what Braddock is all about in the ring. Braddock has said that you better aim for the heart, Tyler Klein. Don't hold anything back because I'm bringing it. And Braddock has predicted that Tyler Klein will be the one on the receiving end as Braddock now looks to cinch in a submission in the early going. Almost a modified Rings of Saturn. And Klein in a bad way. Notice those very pale, conspicuous arms are that of Benjamin C. Steele, who helps navigate Tyler Klein to safety. No accident that Mr. Steele placed himself. And an advantage. Yeah, adjust the ascot, pal. That's your problem. Your ascot was askew, and that's you weren't feeling it. Drake Braddock trying to make sure Tyler Klein felt a suicide dive. Klein in the periphery was able to cut Braddock off the pass after seeing it. You can't underestimate Tyler Klein. He is very superficial. He's very image conscious. That doesn't mean he can't go. Started his training up in New England, the Boston area, and then when migrating to Pittsburgh and the surrounding areas, continued to develop his skills. And he's been traveling the roads up and down the East Coast into the Midwest. Tyler Klein is all about his brand, not just the fashion world, but the wrestling world as well. And Drake Braddock and Klein exchanging shots in the corner, but it's Klein able to get the cheap right hand in and take advantage. Commander Sterling is here this evening. They have been mired in controversy with some very controversial calls concerning the Ryse Grand Championship. Klein into the cover off of the mare out of the corner. And we certainly will be watching with anticipation as to how Sterling's presence will influence our main event and the overall fate of that title. Double underhook suplex by Klein. 2 count only. You know that some of those Ryse stalwarts are ready for battle. What about the Reaper, Matt Conard? What move will he be in competing in Ryse for the first time in over a year? How about Shirley Doe and the now Derek Dillinger, former Derek Direction? So many questions to be answered tonight on a night that's all about momentum. And it's all about reestablishing yourself. And it's all about BC Steele being a nuisance. And inserting himself where he does not belong. Much of the chagrin, and that was, please never do that again. Ever. Tyler Klein, the fireman's carry into the Samoan drop. Will this be a hook of the leg? Count of 2. Certainly the events of the world over the past year plus has changed all of us in one way or another. The question is, how do you adapt? How do you adjust? How do you move forward? Are you coming back in better physical shape? better mental shape? Are you coming back with a tape measure hidden in your crotch? Because Tyler Klein did, and he's choking the bejesus out of Drake Braddock. Into the cover, not like this, come on. Only a count of 2, thankfully. Drake Braddock gets that shoulder up. Imagine waiting this long to get back to action and then losing via tape measure. Braddock fighting back. Braddock is such a great striker, deceptively strong when you look at his size. Klein able to battle free. Drives Braddock down. Head first. Is this enough? Braddock's not moving. Left shoulder slides up. I like that Klein offense. He was able to crimp that neck of Braddock and twist his body in a way where all of his weight was added to that momentum and planted down on top of Braddock, whose bell has to be rung. Even if he is back to his feet, you can tell Braddock is not all there at the moment. Back to the clothesline now. Braddock maybe working on instinct, maybe shaking the cobwebs, but a mid-ring collision sends both men down. And it's hard to determine exactly which athlete got the worst of that double cross-body attempt. Tyler's favoring the right arm, the tricep area, and Braddock's feeling it. When these fans start rocking, Braddock can find that second, third, fourth, fifth wind, whatever he needs, and Drake begins to unload. Some intense kicks. They are with authority. Tyler Klein is not going to win a striking game with Drake Braddock. I'm not sure if anybody in Ryse can win a striking game with Drake Braddock. Those side round kicks, the chest cavity knockout shot, Klein ducked, but got caught on the rebound. Tyler Klein is a sitting duck, the standing moonsault. Will this be enough? No. Imagine going down in the history books as the first winner of the first matchup of the reset of Ryse. There is a large audience watching across the world right now on Twitch. And IndyWrestling.us, certainly. IndyWrestling.us. Well, they'll document BC Steel tripping up Braddock, who had this match won. Yeah, so casual. BC Steel is a stain on the underwear of life. But Braddock's able to rebound. Klein is sent to the canvas in a most aggressive way. And Braddock, Swanton connects. Drake Braddock the victory. Well, Drake Braddock has had issues with Tyler Klein and Golden Cheek ever since he bailed out Tony Johnson from that attack pre-pandemic. And a matchup 15 months in the making kicks off the new era of Ryse in great fashion with a Drake Braddock victory. He came ready for combat. Tyler Klein had every trick in the book waiting. But you can see how much this moment means to Drake Braddock. Not just the victory, but being able to be in front of his fans once again. And what a raucous crowd we have for Ryse Wrestling. And we are only getting started.
Pro wrestling, it's bigger than ever. So how can you possibly keep up with everything that's happening? Just pro wrestling news. Don't fear falling behind. Give us just 5 minutes every morning, and we'll catch you up on the biggest news in the world of pro wrestling. No filler, no rumors, no spoilers, no pop-ups. Just pro wrestling news. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app or tell your smart speaker to play the Just Pro Wrestling News podcast. Find out more. Go to justprowrestlingnews.com.
we're going to be subjected to the personal ring announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, greatness has arrived. This right here, three-time Emmy winner, the successful Saint, Jordan Styles. And right here, this man right here, he's the 21-year-old sensational playboy, the shining diamond, the great Alexander! And we are the great success.
Well, Joey Sunseri's going to have his own problems later on in this broadcast in the form of wide open Dalton Throttle. But the great Alexander and Jordan Styles have said so many bold and brazen and unkind things about their opponent, and they're going to have an advantage on paper. It's going to be 2-on-1. It's going to be a handicap match. And if you could measure mouth in height, I think they'd even be taller than their opponent here tonight. But we've talked about how so many people have changed over the past 15 months, and it's all about have you changed for the better or not? How have the circumstances of the world affected you? How has the adversity introduced you to yourself? PB Smooth has undergone a bit of a transformation. He's found himself, and now known as the Urban Playboy, this near 7-foot-tall behemoth comes into the Ryse wrestling ring with a point to prove, because Alexander and Jordan Styles ran their mouth on the internet, which seems pretty commonplace in this day and age. But, something to be said about whatever that quote is about way too many people are getting way too comfortable running their mouth on the internet without getting punched in the mouth for it. We're going to see the embodiment of there are consequences for your actions. Great ovation for PB Smooth, who took great offense to the great success, saying that PB would, quote, get wrecked if he stepped into the ring with the great success. And PB, I think, is still remarking about that to this day. You see Sunseri on the outside with Jordan's Emmy. I don't know if Jordan Styles is brave or just plain stupid. This is a handicap match. I think the great success need more people. Power slam. Leg drop. What incredible agility and elevation. Alexander swinging a miss on that one. Oh, he got caught in midair like a little baby. And Pretty Boy Smooth will deposit the great Alexander anywhere he so chooses. Second time. Well, Alexander's been working hard. He's been trying to put on size, but absolutely dwarfed by the 6'9" PB Smooth. A third fall away. And Jordan was going to catch Alexander. And PB saw him in the periphery and just planted him straight down. Divide and conquer, courtesy of PB Smooth, making this match look like Gulliver's Travels. Well, great success says they're, quote, simply better. That remains to be seen. What a gourd buster. What a gourd buster. I'll tell you what. The great success, maybe products of Brandon Kay and the Stronghold Academy, but there was not a how to fight someone like PB Smooth day at training, I guarantee you. Many nationally known talents have tried to figure out the answer to how to do that and fail. There's no shame in it. As Styles goes to the eyes to get out of the clutches of PB Smooth, who went to boot Styles. Styles hung onto the leg, and Alexander came in with a knee. Shocked PB Smooth, a cover here. The referee was out of position, putting out Jordan Styles, which is the right call. But the great success trying to catch PB Smooth off guard. And I like the strategy. You chop down the giant tree. You go for that vertical base. You take out the knee. A smart maneuver by the great Alexander. Kissing your bicep, not as intelligent. At least not in this situation. Alexander, you can go to the back and kiss your bicep as often and as long as you want, and I'm not going to judge you. I promise you. But in a fight with PB Smooth is another story. PB Smooth is another athlete who has made some waves about wanting the Ryse Championship. He's had some controversial matchups with the likes of Matt Conard and Tony Johnson, where the outcome's been disputed. So I think PB can lay claim to being in that top tier, that upper echelon, if you will, of Ryse talents. And I don't think anybody's going to tell him otherwise. And I think step one to proving that, though, is surviving great success. I think PB Smooth, now that we know there's going to be a four-way matchup in our feature, our main event for the Ryse Championship, to fill what Commander Sterling would call a vacancy, what Ziggy Heim would call a defense. I'll let you at home decide what side of the fence you reside on. PB kicks out before one, by the by. My point being, as Alexander tries to navigate himself through the maze of PB's anatomy, if PB can survive this matchup, I think he could lay claim to challenging the winner between Ziggy Heim, Tony Johnson, MV Young, and Calvin Couture. But bottom line is, you're not 6'9" when you're flat on your back. And you can't use that power, and you can't throw your opponents around. And the great success are doing just that, but I think Jordan Styles made a major mistake. He picked PB Smooth off the mat, and that gives PB an opening. And you saw Alexander from the outside, a little bit of a leverage boost to propel PB into Styles. The spinebuster got two. PB's in a bad way. The numbers have caught up with them. The great success have had a chance to show that chemistry, that cohesion that has made them what they are today. And the successful Saint, who now is about to tag out to the 21-year-old Shining Diamond. I'm not sure if Alexander's the youngest athlete on the Ryse roster. Maybe he has the most potential out of everybody. And I don't say that a double shoulder block by PB takes everybody down. I don't praise Alexander easily, and I don't do it proudly. But bottom line is the kid's got talent. But will he live to realize it? PB Smooth may have other ideas. PB Smooth quickens the tempo, and when a body that size gets in motion, you're not going to stop it. And there you see Alexander. Oh my God! There you see what used to be Alexander. That's got to be it. Styles barely saves his partner. I don't know if there could be a clothesline from south of hell. If there is, I think PB Smooth has found it. Jordan Styles running his mouth, and Jordan Styles gets trapped. Check this out. A submission attempt, a smooth, no pun intended, transition into an arm breaker attempt. Styles countered. Smooth is looking to get that other arm bent back, and Alexander is there with the interruption. Styles is still running. Oh no. not the Emmy. And that statue's heavy, but great success getting desperate if they're going to tarnish their precious Emmy. Alexander just clock Styles across the side of the head. The old malfunction at the junction. PB Smooth deposits the great Alexander. And now way up high and back down. Jordan Styles is already motionless. Stack him up. This is an emphatic statement if I've ever seen one.
Hello, friends. I'm your pal in the mainstream media.
And I'm the Ryse.
And you know, Ryse, it takes years of strenuous, dedicated training before you're worthy to step inside a professional wrestling ring. But it takes even more time to develop complex, highly astute opinions about professional wrestling. Am I right?
That is correct.
Yes.
And you know where we can find that?
Yes,
On the Wrestling Mayhem.
that's right.
And even though the main event are not in attendance tonight, we still have some very stiff competition in the tag team division. It's Warhoss, it's Pat the Bruiser in the foreground, Crosshairs, Kelly in the background, and this will be a war. This, I don't anticipate a lot of short arm scissors. I don't anticipate a lot of Hurricane Ranas. This will be intense, it will be physical, it will be in your face. Derek Dillinger, studying from Shirley Doe, probably the best brawler in the history of Pittsburgh wrestling. Crosshairs Kelly and Pat the Bruiser have been staples of Ryse since the 2019 anniversary when they earned their spot on the roster. And they've been traveling in their own right all over the place, recently popping up in Ohio Valley Wrestling down in Louisville. I guarantee you, old Al Snow down there in Kentucky, even though he's an ECW original, he's never experienced anything quite like Shirley Doe and the Grindhouse. Brawling out back by the door, Shirley Doe's out in the hallway. And I wouldn't want to mess under any normal circumstances with the tag team of Warhoss, who've got to be hovering around that 600-pound mark combined. Derek Dillinger head over heels into the merchandise tables. And again, as we touched on at the top of the segment, we don't have a definitive word on the future of the tag team championships. Derek and Doe can claim whatever they want, but there's not been an official decision reached by Commander Sterling or Brandon Kay or anybody. The main event refusing to come back until they get an opportunity at what should rightfully be theirs as Shirley Doe hits the wall. Derek back to his feet and Derek back off his feet. What a war this has been, no pun intended. Not many men can match the Grindhouse in the Grindhouse's own game, but Crosshairs Kelly's only getting more and more fired up. Derek hits that side wall again. How powerful do you have to be to throw someone upstairs? Speaking of upstairs, Pat the Bruiser and Shirley Doe are headed near the nosebleeds. And I don't believe this is false count anywhere, but then again, stranger things have happened in pro wrestling. But they are brawling in the bleachers. I feel like I'm watching Abdul and Brody at Texas Stadium or something. These guys are going everywhere.
We got good shots.
Reminiscent of some of the wars I've seen in the past between Shirley Doe and Super Hentai. And Derek Dillinger has cinched in a nerve hold in the bleachers. That is the first time I've ever called that in 18 years. Doe hits face first. Well, the nerve hold didn't last. Derek goes into the back wall now. We're getting a scenic tour of our brand new home in Baldwin. And Derek tumbles all the way down. Derek may call himself the Neon Tarantino, but he's more like a human slinky at this point in time. Doe has been absolutely flattened. And if the Grindhouse are laying claim to tag team championships, Warhoss has a major complaint about that fact right now. Yeah, I'd move a little more than one row of bleachers up, pal, but just stay clear, fans, because these four guys just... Oh, God, Derek took another hard spill. Now, this resembles a movie scene. You just have a point of view shot from a balcony after a character falls to their demise. Doe's back up. I think he's looking for Derek. He's the splat on the floor by that separation wall. And now it's divide and conquer here, 2-on-1. Warhoss on Shirley Doe.
That's okay, as long as you still kind of got it.
And again, to do this at the game Shirley Doe made famous before any of these other athletes had probably bought their first pair of wrestling boots. Derek is moving, just not really on his own accord. Now this matchup in the ring.
Oh, let's get this match underway.
Guess what, fans? That was the bell to start the match. It could be over already. Near fall. A quick kick out. And for the Grindhouse and the damage that's been done and the way Derek has sat under that Shirley Doe learning tree, for, again, I can't overstate this enough, for Warhoss to survive the amount of punishment that they did in the course of I guess what you'd call the pre-match, it speaks volumes about what Warhoss bring to this table. 2 count only. Warhoss, formerly known as Warhorse once upon a time. So if I slip up, that's why. But forging their own identity is Crosshairs Kelly and Pat the Bruiser. And again, it's been the theme of the night. What are you going to do right out of the chute? First event in 15 months. Are you going to be memorable? Are you going to be undeniable? I think Warhoss might be at the head of that list right now. Pat uses Kelly as an offensive weapon in a near fall. Shirley Doe doesn't breed him anything else but tough. Derek Dillinger finds a way to survive and press on. These fans firmly behind Warhoss, and Derek literally behind Warhoss. Caught Kelly with that clothesline. Kelly never saw it coming, couldn't brace himself, and then choking was Derek, and then Doe putting every bit of anger and frustration Doe has in that body, and it's quite a bit, trust me. And it's choking out Crosshairs Kelly. Pat tries to get involved, the official with him, and that creates another diversion. And this is how the Grindhouse pay their bills. This is how the Grindhouse build their reputation, by outsmarting and out-conniving so many major teams that have been up and down the pike here in Ryse Pro Wrestling. Derek to his feet, tag in. The first legal taste of Shirley Doe in this match. Doe and legal don't often go hand in hand in a wrestling environment.
I don't care. I don't need you to cheer for me. I'm a bad guy, you idiot.
Doe, well, at least Derek is a self-admitted bad person. Doe, I think, wears that as a badge of honor. Probably has a plaque in his home. Wait, tag has been made with Warhoss. A tag was made and the official didn't see it. Derek Dillinger created the diversion, and everybody saw the tag except for the most important person that needed to. And a very formulaic tag from the Grindhouse, as Crosshairs Kelly must feel a mile away from his corner at this point. With the Ryse Tag Team Championships legally vacant, could a victory here make the winning team at least sentimental favorites, at least de facto favorites, at least momentum-wise the favorites, to hold that crown officially next? Doe using his wrist tape.
Come on now. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, referee.
Look at the list of people that Doe has trained and mentored throughout the years.
Come on, Doe. Come on now. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Doe breaks right before 5, perhaps most notably currently NXT's Joaquin Wilde of Legado del Fantasma. All of those athletes have an unbreakable spirit. All of those athletes have terrorized opponents across this world. Derek is no different. Derek's a little more colorful, maybe a little louder in some ways. But Derek's aggression has risen exponentially under the guidance of Doe. His confidence has risen, and he didn't need help with his mouth getting any bigger, but he certainly has become even more boisterous than he was before, because Shirley Doe is always never afraid to tell you how he feels, to be opinionated. And Pat the Bruiser has a temper, especially watching your best friend get beat up for what's got to be, 5 to 7 minutes now. And Warhoss, after a great opening, may feel this match slipping away. They're pretty proud of his elbow precision. Here comes Shirley Doe once again. The Grindhouse are so proud of their tags, almost like they're even rubbing that into the face of Pat the Bruiser, who's had a few miscues here. And Crosshairs Kelly, you can tell, is just out on his feet. Doe has always had one of the heaviest forearms in the game, and Kelly's feeling it, and it may have woken Kelly up, who fights back with a shot of his own. Shirley Doe is down, and Kelly has an opening if he can make the most of it. The race is on in double tags. Here comes Derek, but here comes Pat the Bruiser, the freshest man in this match by far, and also the biggest. And this burst of offense should be painful and should be sustaining. Double clothesline. Pat is measuring his victims, and the Grindhouse on the receiving end, miscue in the corner. Splash for both men. Cross body. Smart move by Pat. Remember the legal man and pin him in a hole less than half a count away. What a win that would be. I think many would claim that'd be the biggest win in the career of Warhoss. And I think there's a lot of merit to that. Is that a mistake, though? Tagging back in Crosshairs Kelly so quickly. Warhoss are looking to finish this thing. Derek's elevated. And Shirley Doe saves the day. And Shirley Doe gets knocked out for his troubles. But, remember, Kelly's legal once again. Pat's going after Doe, but Kelly is the legal man in this ring again. And just a few minutes ago, he was spent. Was he able to recover enough? Derek catching the boot. On the outside, it's Pat keeping Doe at bay. Sunset bomb in the corner. The back of the head bounces off of that thin turnbuckle pad.
Yeah, stay with Raw. They're not doing anything anyway.
Derek went for the knees and came up empty.
Here you go.
He crashes into that turnbuckle, which has a steel bolt behind it. But you talk about crashing. Doe crashing that championship into the skull of Crosshairs Kelly. And Kelly tried to kick out, but the Grindhouse did it. Using something that doesn't even belong to them. Grindhouse making friends and influencing people as only they can do. But the Grindhouse are the current physical holders of those championships, and they're the winners tonight. But you...
Something that Matt Conard did not think about, did not plan for. This could be a huge wrinkle in this matchup.
Absolutely.
And introducing his opponent. From Canada, weighing in at 220 pounds, he is the Reaper, Matt Conard!
Matt Conard making his anticipated Ryse re-debut. It was in January of 2020 when Matt Conard went into that casket from PB Smooth. Matt Conard says that's what turned him around. That's what changed him. Sean Phoenix, you are a guy who's been in the locker room when Matt Conard was champion. Do you believe that Matt Conard has changed his ways?
I absolutely 100% believe that Matt Conard has changed. You said we haven't seen him since January 2020. The whole world changed once Death went into the casket.
Ty, you're a former running buddy of Matt Conard. System Elite, former tag team champions here at Ryse. Matt Conard was the grand champion. What do you think about Matt Conard's, alleged, change in his attitude?
So Matt and I go way back, and I can tell you right now, I saw it in his eyes. I believe the change, and I like the word you used. You didn't say return, you said re-debut, because I think this is a new man stepping into the Ryse ring. I think this is a new Matt Conard re-debuting here in this company.
Absolutely. Bell here, this is a huge opportunity if you're Colby Red. You're in an emergency fill, and Matt Conard had planned for weeks now to take on a Dom Guarini, and now Colby Red is a completely different competitor. Colby Red is a leaner competitor. He's a taller competitor.
It's a different move set. It's a different body type. Again, the BC Steel aspect, you're not planning for that. I don't know if Dom has a manager. I don't believe he does. So this is an entirely new scenario for Matt Conard to step into. And already working on the leg, that's not something maybe that Matt expected.
Well, Matt was really looking to take on a ground and pound competitor like Dom Guarini. Sean, you're a high flyer. You can move in there. These are two tall, lean guys. strong style competitors. They're going to hit. They're going to fight. What's your strategy if you're facing a guy like Colby Red?
Going up against Colby Red, like you said earlier, you have this game plan set up, and then it all gets changed. And you got to question any game plan you have going up against somebody who willingly paints what appears to be a hole in their head and blood. That's also going to get in the mind games of Matt Conard. Matt Conard, no stranger to mind games as well. Matt Conard also looks like he may have put on 20+ pounds of pure muscle. It's going to be a different Matt Conard. I just think you just gotta hit your opponent hard once and then keep the momentum going.
Yeah, you can see this jockeying back and forth between Matt Conard and Colby Red. Colby going for the chop. Conard fights right back. And that's the veteran instinct of a guy like Matt Conard. Colby Red's got all the tools, but Matt Conard is the veteran in there.
And a former two-time Ryse Grand Champion, so it's not like he hasn't been in a high-stakes situations. I don't know if Colby Red has been in those kind of high-stakes situations, but Matt's ready, and he's ready for anything, which is why I'm not sure if the substitution is going to make a difference.
Here we go. Nose to nose. This is going to turn into a fight. And Matt Conard's looking for a big fight.
Right in that trapezius muscle, I believe that is the proper term.
Absolutely.
All I know is that's where I aim when I'm in the ring, and that can really numb your whole arm, and you can lose all control of your body. And it looks like we're seeing that with Matt.
Colby's still on his feet, though. He's hanging on the ropes, but he's still on his feet.
Yeah, Conard's
dropped a lot of people with those forearms, and Colby Red's fighting right back.
Oh, yeah, Ty, I mean, you've been in the ring with Matt Conard. You've been friends with a big knee.
Wow.
Oh, that shook Colby Red.
Wow.
I heard that from here, and
that almost gave me a Joe Rogan reaction. That was unbelievable.
That's a big shot, but Colby Red trying to find his bearings.
Matt Conard catching himself. Big foot right to the face.
Here we go.
Oh, and BC Steel.
There's the BC Steel
and
factor.
that's all it took.
That's the BC Steel factor that you had been talking about, Ty.
It's top-of-mind awareness, and when you're not training for it, it's not on top of your mind.
Absolutely. I was going to say earlier, Ty, you have faced Matt Conard. You're friends with him, foes with him. If you're Colby Red, what are you looking to do to take down a Matt Conard?
Well, we've seen it a couple times tonight so far with working on the leg, with working on the knee. That's what I would use because I know Matt Conard brings the pump kick, and that is an equalizer.
Just stepping on the throat right there.
Yeah, that's another way to do it. Chop him down, choke him down, don't let him on his feet. He doesn't finish many foes with the pump kick, but it is the level of the playing field when he hits someone with that pump kick maneuver.
Oh yeah, Matt Conard has that really long reach with his leg that he can just hit that pump kick out of nowhere. Colby Red raking the eyes on the ring ropes, and those are ropes. Those are steel cable wrapped in some rubber padding, but it's barely padding. Both of you have had your eyes raped on those ropes. It can be very disorienting.
Yeah. Very hard to win a match when your eye is swollen shut, I'll tell you that much. You can't even see where your opponent is. Here's a cover. One.
Lackadaisical, though. Lackadaisical.
And I think Conard's got a little bit of red above that eye already, so it probably did a little more damage than we're even anticipating.
As you said, Matt Conard is a former two-time Ryse Grand Champion. Matt has said that he wants to fight his way back, and this is a great test in Colby Red.
And this Matt Conard has been Ryse Grand Champion. The Matt Conard that believed in honor, that believed in respect, that believed in carrying yourself with that kind of stability and big knee.
Yeah, Colby Red finding a way to create that space and keep Matt Conard on the mat. And you got to wonder, cover here.
I don't think I've ever seen Matt Conard move that quickly. Sorry to cut you off, Mark.
No.
Wow, we are already seeing shades of this new Matt Conard.
But what's unbelievable is the amount of muscle he's put on. He's still moving better than he's maybe ever moved in his career. And I've been in there on both sides with Matt. This is the best I've seen him move. But Colby Red just looks like he's a hair faster.
Yeah, Colby Red is one of those prime-time athletes, someone who can just get in there and go with anyone. He's trying to grind down on Matt, but that's that wily veteran instinct of Matt Conard, getting to the ropes, making the break. Matt Conard doesn't have to fight Colby Red off there. Matt just has to get to the ropes.
Sometimes desperation kicks in. You want to prove that you're the better wrestler. You fight out of a hold. But sometimes, you got to just make the ropes so you can get your win.
And some people think that going to the ropes is a cowardice maneuver. But I'll tell you right now, especially in the days of MMA where so many new holds are being developed, you have to be able to survive. You have to get to those ropes, continue the match. And that was a big shot right there.
Yeah, but too close to the ropes. Matt Conard's right in those ropes.
But he's going to kick out. He might not be aware of where he is.
That's what I say. That shot was so big that Matt was right in those ropes that Matt might be locked more loopy than he thought he was because he kicked kicked out of that instead of going right for the ropes.
That's what I would have done. By going to the ropes on a kick out, you also exert less energy.
Absolutely.
Every time you kick out of a pin attempt, that's energy that you are expelling. That's a breath you might not get back. That might be the difference it takes. Matt Conard, I don't know if I agree with that choice not to grab the ropes, and now we're seeing his fighting back from underneath.
But they're desperation shots. I don't know how much is in him. He's putting his whole body behind him.
There's one. There's a big uppercut to the midsection by Conard. But Colby fighting back.
Colby Red, last time I saw this gentleman, he was in a tag team. You know, he's out on his own right now. I mean, granted, he also has BC Steel, so this is a whole new element for...
Well, BC Steel is called Colby Red, you know, his leading man. Oh, jeez.
It's going to take a lot more than that to keep
There's
that
the new
down.
Matt Conard. There's a headbutt.
Matt Conard digging down deep.
Unbelievable. But is a headbutt the right maneuver when you've already taken so much damage?
Up and over. Matt Conard holding on. Colby Red firing in, but Conard with that forearm telegraphed it, and Colby couldn't stop.
Look at that.
Oh,
stop it
Look
right
at
on the
BC on the
hands.
hands.
You love to see it.
Look out. Matt Conard's off.
A springboard from Matt
He's all fired
Conard.
up. Get him, Matt.
We talked about the old Matt Conard is the new Matt Conard.
Oh, tripping him up here.
This is the veteran. This is the guy that was Ryse Grand Champion. Cover! No!
Red
Colby
kicking out.
Red is a tough cat, I'm telling you.
I'm trying not to be biased here. I'm sorry. But
Oh, no, I
this is
absolutely get
incredible.
it. Colby Red is showing me a lot in this match as a replacement, as a, hey kid, here's a shot, and he is hanging toe-to-toe with the two-time Ryse Grand
And
Champion.
that's something we haven't talked about. Colby Red did not get to prepare for this matchup either, and I'm impressed with how much he's brought to the table with no preparation at all.
Absolutely. Fired in. Colby goes for that European-style uppercut. Conard out of the way.
Conard's
Second
moving
rope.
like a
Look
cat.
out. No, Colby had it scouted. Up. Big
Wow,
German
what a
suplex. Conard's out. Colby Red with the cover. No, and a kick out at two.
He's the grand champion two-time. You can't put him down that easy.
And look at the frustration on Colby Red's face. Colby is not happy. Colby thought that Matt Conard was done there. Talk about frustration, but Colby Red has got to find a way to finish off Matt Conard right here now.
Hooking the leg is nice, but you got to be up on the shoulders. You got to have more body on shoulders to hold them down. Matt Conard's got a big upper body now. He's going to push out of those pinfalls.
When you take a German suplex like that, not only does it knock the wind out of you, but you also run the risk of, oh, nice backhand chop there. You run the risk of getting the back of your head slamming up against the mat. And that's all it takes, just getting your bell rung. You don't know where you are, but Matt Conard still lives to fight on another day.
Matt, oh, no.
Here we go.
Oh, no. Matt was going for a look like a knee strike, and Colby caught him. Buckle bomb.
Talk about getting your bell rung. I don't know if he hit his head on the buckle, which is lucky, but still.
Look out. Pump kick. Pump kick.
There's the
That's
pump
it.
kick.
Cover him, cover him, cover
Cover
him.
him, Matt. If Matt makes the cover here, it is all over with Matt Conard.
He knows. He knows Colby Red's a tough competitor. He's going to finich it off right here.
What does Matt Conard have planned right now?
Oh, here we go.
Hook it up.
Put him to sleep.
Drop dead
It's
DDT.
over. 1, 2, 3.
That is it.
What a
Matt
match.
Conard and Colby Red.
Welcome back, Matt Conard. Nice to meet you, Matt Conard. Wow.
Matt Conard gets the victory. It is a massively hard-fought victory, but Matt Conard found a way to win.
And you can see Colby Red just coming to. His eyes rolled in the back of his head, but he's up and he's rolling over. That is a knockout shot, that drop-dead DDT. Conard looks a little worse for wear also. I'm telling you, that was a battle.
That was a battle, and I gotta say, if you're Colby Red, you know, Colby's gotta be a little disappointed. He didn't pick up the victory, but I'll say this. Colby Red showed me something right now, that Colby Red can hang with the best that Ryse has to offer and a two-time grand champion.
Absolutely.
This is not the last we're gonna see of Colby
Now,
Red.
Marcus, I know some people in the office. I'll talk to him. I'll make sure to try to get Colby another shot here.
I will say this, BC Steel is right. Colby Red might be a leading man here at Ryse. I think there's a lot more to Colby Red, but the story coming out of this, Matt Conard is back, and Matt Conard looks like the old Matt Conard.